All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch 2 railway projects at Durgapur in West Bengal today. Finance Minister Piyush Goyal says Union Budget is continuation of NDA government's efforts to take welfare to every section of society. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora rules out going back to ballot paper for voting. Madras High Court says the practice of negative marking in competitive examinations should be done away with immediately. US decides to withdraw from Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty with Russia. And India to take on Ireland in women's hockey at Murcia in Spain today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Durgapur in West Bengal today. An official release said, during his visit, Mr. Modi will dedicate to the nation the railway electrification of 294-kilometer long Andal-Sainthia-Pakur-Malda and Khana-Sainthia sections. Electrification of this section will enable ease of transportation of coal, stone chips and ballast to North and Northeast India in a seamless manner. Prime Minister will also dedicate the 20-kilometer long Hijli-Narayangarh third line to the nation. Finance Minister Piyush Goyal has said that this year's Union Budget is continuation of NDA government's efforts to take welfare to every section of society. In an exclusive interview with All India Radio, Mr. Goyal said this government respects the middle class and has ensured that their family budgets are in control.
This is a continuation of the work this government has done over the last 4.5 years. A continuation of taking welfare to every section of society. A continuation of ensuring that nobody is left behind when it comes to development. It's a respect for our farmers. It's a respect for our honest taxpayers. This budget reflects our concern for the unorganized sector labor.
Mr. Goyal said that with demonetization and anti-black money drive, the government tax collection has gone up.
Because of demonetization and the anti-black money drive that we have had for the last 3-4 years, our tax collection has gone up, the tax base has gone up, and we thought portion of that benefit, particularly the fact that our nation's citizens have come forward and joined the formal economy, should be passed on to our middle class brothers and sisters.
Interim Budget 2019-20 has evoked positive response from various sectors. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, has welcomed the interim budget. Talking to media, FICCI President Sandeep Somani said tax exemption in the budget will help corporate India.
Small and marginal farmers in the country. So he's going to give them directly the benefit, 2,000 rupees each in 3 installments every year. So I think this is a very big positive. The other, there is no tax now till 5 lakh or 6.5 lakhs if you put the balance 1.5 lakhs in specified instruments. And I think these 2 measures will also help corporate India in terms of the consumption which will arise in the economy because of this much money.
Confederation of Indian Industries Director General Chandrajit Banerjee termed the budget as good and economy-oriented.
Finance Minister has done a great job, if I can say, in making it certain that there is a lot for everybody in this budget, number one. Number two, that this triggers of a good buoyancy in the economy. Number 3, it's a budget for everybody, which really means it's a people's budget. The focus on the farmers, the focus on the workers, and the focus on the middle class is extremely well sort of thought through.
President of All India Association of Industries, Vijay Kalantri, said that relief measures given to real estate sector, an increase in income tax limits and TDS will give much-needed boost to economy. The media and entertainment industry also welcomed the budget proposal for providing a single window clearance for film shootings and anti-camcording provisions to control piracy. CEO and MD of Viacom 18, Sudhanshu Vats, said such policy provisions that seek to enhance ease of doing business will help industry grow at a faster rate. NABARD Chairman H.K. Bhanwala said the income support for farmers can lead to better productivity as farmers can use the money to buy seeds, fertilizers or even farm implements. Chairman of State Bank of India Rajneesh Kumar said the interim budget is growth-oriented and will strengthen the purchasing power of the growing middle class. The realty industry too welcomed the interim budget, saying it will give much-needed fillip to the sector. CREDAI MCHI's President Nayan Shah said the proposals bring a lot of relief for the mid-income taxpayers and send long-awaited cheer to the real estate industry. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora has ruled out going back to the ballot paper. Interacting with the media yesterday after 2 days of deliberations with political parties and officials in Kolkata over the upcoming general election, Mr. Arora said that the Commission is not going back to the days of ballot paper. He said electronic voting machines, EVMs, have been in use in our country for more than 2 decades. Mr. Arora said it has been a consistent policy of the Election Commission of India for quite some time and he thinks it will remain the same. Bihar government has approved a draft bill for providing 10% quota in jobs and educational institutions for economically weaker sections among general category. The decision was taken at a cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar yesterday. The state government will introduce a separate bill for this in the forthcoming budget session of Assembly commencing 11th of this month. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said all legislative process for 10% quota implementation will be completed by the end of this month. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. In a huge relief to a number of students who failed to qualify to enter into prestigious institutions like IITs due to negative marking, Madras High Court ruled against negative marking in competitive examinations, saying they are bad and law. Disposing of a writ petition filed 6 years back by an IIT JEE aspirant who failed to clear the mains due to negative marking, Justice R. Mahadevan held that the practice should be done away with immediately. The judge also directed the CBSE to communicate the order to the National Testing Agency, which conducts the JEE main exam. Businessman Robert Vadra has moved to Delhi court seeking anticipatory bail in a money laundering case lodged by the Enforcement Directorate, ED. The case relates to allegations of money laundering in the purchase of a London-based property worth over 17 crore rupees, which is allegedly owned by Vadra, the brother-in-law of Congress President Rahul Gandhi. Vadra's anticipatory bail application is likely to be heard by the court today. The third main holy bath of ongoing Kumbh Mela at Prayagraj would take place on Mauni Amavasya on Monday at Sangam. To ease the pressure of the crowd at Sangam area, the administration has built 41 ghats for holy bath in Kumbh Mela area. More from our correspondent.
In view of massive gathering on Mauni Amavasya Snan, the district administration has declared public holiday on 2nd, 3rd and 4th February. All schools, colleges and government offices would remain closed for 3 days. To ensure smooth traffic on Mela routes, entry of outsider four-wheeler and other heavy vehicles have been restricted in the city tomorrow and Monday. The Kumbh Mela officer Vijay Kiran Anand told that it has been decided to stop Akshay Vat Darshan on 3rd, 4th and 5th February in view of crowd management at the recently opened religious site. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Kumbh Mela City, Prayagraj.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the strategic 300-kilometer Srinagar-Jammu National Highway remained closed for the vehicular traffic for second consecutive day yesterday due to fresh snowfall and landslides occurring at several places. Avalanche claimed 3 lives in the state yesterday. More from our correspondent.
In a tragic incident, 3 persons died after a snow avalanche struck Aru area of South Kashmir's Pahalgam area in Anantnag district yesterday. The deceased were clearing snow from the road when the incident took place. Meanwhile, traffic officials said that subject to fair weather and road condition, only stranded vehicles on the national highway will be cleared on priority. Tariq Rathar, AIR News, Srinagar.
Met Department says western disturbance is likely to affect Kashmir Valley, especially Pir Panjal region from Tuesday to Thursday. Cold wave have intensified in Himachal Pradesh following fresh snowfall and rain in the state. While tourist spots Kufri, Dalhousie and Manali shivered in sub-zero temperatures, Keelong continued to be the coldest place in the state at -11 degrees Celsius. Several roads in Chamba district have been blocked due to heavy snowfall. Met Department has forecast more snow and rainfall in the state for next week. Indian Space Research Organization will launch its latest communication satellite GSAT-31 onboard Ariane Space launch vehicle on Wednesday from French Guyana. The launch is scheduled at 2:31 a.m. Indian Standard Time. ISRO said weighing about 2,535 kilogram, GSAT-31 will provide continuity to operational services on some of the in-orbit satellites. US President Donald Trump has announced that US will withdraw from the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces INF treaty with Russia, alleging that Kremlin violated the Cold War-era pact. Trump said US will begin withdrawing from the pact today and will exit the treaty in 6 months unless Russia comes back into compliance by destroying all of its violating missiles, launches and associated equipment. The US alleged in 2014 that Russia had tested a weapon, the 9M729 ground-launched cruise missile, at a range that fell under the treaty. Russia, however, said the relevant missile was never tested at distances banned under the agreement and has called on the US to show proof of a violation. China has agreed to make key concessions to expand American imports in agriculture, energy, manufacturing and services, the main demands of US President Donald Trump. The Chinese media reported that during the two-day high-level talks in Washington, the two sides discussed trade balance, protection of intellectual property rights, non-tariff barriers, service sector and agriculture. The two sides also agreed to take effective measures to promote a more balanced development of bilateral trade. This comes after Trump in a tweet said that China must open its market to American manufacturing and agricultural goods if it hopes to strike a trade deal with the US. In women's hockey, India will face last year's World Cup silver medalist Ireland in Murcia, Spain today. The match will begin at 9 p.m. Indian time. One more match will also be played between the two countries at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. In tennis, the duo of Rohan Bopanna and Davis Sharan will take on Marcio Cecchinato and Simone Bolelli in the doubles of Davis Cup World Group qualifiers today at the Centre Court in Kolkata to keep the tie alive for hosts. Yesterday in men's singles, Andrea Seppi defeated India's Ramkumar Ramanathan 6-4, 6-2 to give Italy the lead on the grass courts at the Calcutta South Club. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Abhishek. Front pages across dailies are replete with yesterday's budget announcement and its details alongside reactions from different quarters today. Interim budget final pitch appears the headline in the Hindustan Times, whereas the Business Standard headline reads, Budgeting for votes, with a superscription, Fiscal deficit target missed again. Taking note of Finance Minister's reaction, the Asian Age writes, Goyal says $10 trillion New India 2030 vision, while the Hindu reports on one of the budget announcements saying, not really bullish on native cow breeds. With the subtext, Goyal bumps up revised budget for Rashtriya Gokul Mission, slashes it for 2019-20. The Times of India carries a picture of a helmet at the crash site in Bengaluru with the heading, 2 IAF officers killed as Mirage crashes in Bengaluru. On Supreme Court's nudge to the centre on CBI Director's appointment, that's noticed by the Statesman, which writes, Immediately appoint CBI Chief, says Supreme Court to centre. Writing on the worsening global climate, the Hindustan Times has juxtaposed two contrasting pictures of a frozen lake in Michigan, US, and burnt bushes in Deepwater National Park in Australia with a headline, Climate Woes, US Cold Blast Kills 21, Hottest January in Australia. Writing on US-Russia Arms Treaty, the Hindustan Times has a headline that reads, US walks out of historic arms treaty with Russia. J&K terrorists put woman's execution on social media, reports the Times of India of a gruesome incident in Jammu. And finally, how does bricks being made out of human excreta sound to you? Yes, you heard it right. A Times of India report says, you flush the toilet, they made some bricks. Further adding that it's been made possible by an engineer at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology who thinks that bricks made this way could save land and energy and reduce carbon emissions. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Saira. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch 2 railway projects at Durgapur and West Bengal today. Finance Minister Piyush Goyal says Union Budget is continuation of NDA government's efforts to take welfare to every section of society. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora rules out going back to ballot paper for voting. Madras High Court says the practice of negative marking in competitive examinations should be done away with immediately. US decides to withdraw from Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty with Russia. And India to take on Ireland in women's hockey at Murcia in Spain today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.